First look at Luffy's new form. Right now, like I'm talking about right now, Luffy is being pressured to the point that he's lying to his own crewmates. Yes, it's that deep. I'm gonna tell you guys right now, One Piece chapter 882, we haven't had it yet. It's probably gonna come out tomorrow. There was a break, and I'm so excited to see what Luffy's gonna bring in the actual Katakuri battle. And to keep his crew's moral up, he actually lied to them. And this is a vice captain to a Yonko. This guy is a monster. His power, he's not even trying. He's easily destroying Luffy with ease. I'll tell you guys right now, the whole One Piece community is speculating a new form, and you're probably thinking, why make a speculation video now? Because if a new form happens in the next chapter and then the chapter but after that, I want to see how close that was. So definitely everyone should make a speculation in the comment section so you can check it out in a week or two. But today's video, we look at a first look at Luffy's possible new form. It's about to go down and it's hype. Now, to speculate what Luffy might bring out in this actual Katakuri battle, let's look back all the way back. Let's look all the way back to the ASL flashback. As we saw Luffy as a kid, he was actually had the Gomu Gomu no Mi. He was a fruit user, but honestly, he was trash. Like, he didn't really know how to throw even a basic Gomu Gomu no punch. And as a fighter, he was taking L's to Sabo and Ace. So definitely got to say that Luffy as a kid was definitely not utilizing his fruit. And it showcased how much work it had to take him to actually utilize it, because at the age of 14, that's when he finally perfected a basic Gomu Gomu no punch. So just showcasing that when we see Luffy at the beginning of the series, we see him defeating all these East Blue villains, but we just don't know that before that he was training his butt off just to get stronger and stronger. So all the moves we see at the East Blue, he actually works so hard. And that's why Luffy, in my sense, is a battle genius. We see even take out villains with the moves he was learning as a kid, like Crocodile, and now he definitely worked very hard, and it makes me understand the process of having a new ability or a new form. Now, I want to bring it back all the way to the situation of Aokiji, because let's be honest here, Luffy losing to Aokiji and Admiral, seeing how strong characters are in the future of the Grand Line, they're going to have to face characters like on this level. This is what really urged them to get a new ability, new form, you could say. Also seeing the CP9 techniques and getting destroyed by Lucci, Bluno, it definitely was, how do I say, it's a motivation use, and we see that in Gear Second, how Gear Second has a similar to the CP9's techniques, Soru. And we see Gear Third, which I believe Gear Third, he learned that from looking back on the Giants of Little Garden. Still, these two new gears were definitely, how do I say this, a change of everything, because he was just battling people with things he knew as a kid, learning all these techniques, but now he's doing something that he's learning on the journey. It definitely was insane. And then I bring it back all the way to the time skip, because the time skip was something different. It was, I'm not gonna lie, it was different in my opinion, because Luffy actually had a personal trainer. If you guys know, if you're in the gym, like I'm gonna say, let's say imaginary New World gym, if you go by yourself, you'll see some gains, but if you get someone to actually personal train you, you'll become a monster. And this is what happened to Luffy, and we saw the difference in strength after he came back from this 2-year training by Rayleigh, the vice captain of the Pirate King, the Dark King Rayleigh. Yes, I said it, Dark King Rayleigh, which I understand. I want to know why his name is nicknamed like that. I just want to know that. But still, Luffy came back knowing Haki abilities, Armor Haki, Observation Haki, and especially Conqueror's Haki, and he was actually combining his Haki with his fruit ability, and this one made him so powerful. But actually in the Dressrosa arc, he pulled out even a crazier move transformation, you could say, Gear Fourth. Yes, Gear Fourth. When he pulled out Gear Fourth in Dressrosa, we saw the speed gets faster, we saw his strength get multiplied, we saw just everything about Luffy change, and it was different because Gear Second, Gear Third, he learned it on the way, the journey, but Gear Fourth, he actually was trained, because we saw a flashback, Rayleigh was actually knew about Gear Fourth and was telling Luffy that it was too taxing in a sense and he needs to learn some alternatives. So definitely want to say Gear Fourth against Doflamingo, we saw the weakness, Haki running out for 10 minutes, we saw that situation there, and it definitely has a huge stamina weakness. But definitely I think Gear Fourth, once it's perfected like Gear Second, Gear Third were perfected after the time skip, it's gonna be insane. But now I'm gonna talk about King Kong Gun, because when we saw Gear Second and we saw Gear Third, Gear Second was a kind of like a form, Gear Third is more of like an attack. With Gear Fourth is different, because Gear Fourth is a form with King Kong Gun being the kind of like the Gear Third attack. So it really, people could say, oh, he could have named the Gear Fifth, but he didn't name a Gear Fifth. It's showcasing that there's definitely something Gear Fifth related that's gonna be completely different than we have ever seen. I want to say King Kong Gun, it definitely was his most devastating attack. They saw the destruction it did to Dressrosa, so I'm excited to see future things that Monkey D. Luffy pulls out. And let's get further into this video. In the Cracker battle, Luffy was pressured, just like the Doflamingo battle, and he actually used use Gear 4th, but Gear 4th was getting nullified. Let's be honest, Cracker was easily dealing with Gear 4th, and he actually was able to cut Gear 4th's Haki. That was insane. I've never seen someone do that, just showcasing how crazy Cracker was. Now, I want to say the fact that Luffy brought out Tank Man, he actually got help by Nami and the homies, but still, he brought out Tank Man, a new form of Gear 4th, and after seeing Bounce Man, I thought there was going to be a new form of Gear 4th, and Tank Man is kind of like the defensive, Bounce Man is more of like the all-round, so I expect maybe to have some sort of attack, maybe a third form of Gear 4th that he's going to pull out, and I think this is going to be crazy if he pulls out in the Katakuri battle. Now, do I think this will be enough? Hell no, but I think it will be very important to see if he has a third form before we get to further new forms. Awakening. I'm going to say this many times. This might be the perfect time for Monkey D. Luffy to first use Awakening. We've seen Crocodile mention or allude to Awakening back in Alabasta arc when he tells Luffy, you haven't even mastered your fruit. And we saw Crocodile talk about Awakening and Impel Down. He probably had some sort of Awakening. That's just my assumption. I could be wrong. And then we saw Luffy also get pressured by Magellan, who definitely had Hell's Judgment, who it looked like a sort of awakening to his fruit because of the effects it had, spreading and everything. And then we saw Doflamingo, who pulled out Awakening and pretty much laughed at Luffy and how he hasn't even gone to the point of mastering his fruit. So these are happening. And now we have an opponent like Katakuri, who's pretty much how can I say this? He's pretty much doing the exact same thing that Luffy's doing. He's copying Luffy's attacks, and we know it's crazy because Luffy kind of does that in a sense where he sees something and he tries to he doesn't copy it, but he tries to get inspiration of it. Now Katakuri is doing the same thing against him, but like CP9's attacks, Luffy might have saw Awakening maybe 1-2 times. Some people even think that Cracker was Awakening, but we're not too sure, to be honest. I don't think until it's confirmed we can say it, but still, just the same way he got Soto turned into Gear 2nd, I think he might do the same thing with Awakening. Luffy has had his fruit for over how many years? Over a decade. So I definitely want to say I wouldn't be surprised if he's pushed near death and he pulls out an Awakening ability, and it's just going to change everything. Like a Paramecia with an Awakening, definitely the Gama Gama Nubi will be spreading into craziness. I'm just so excited to see it. Now Katakuri is his opponent, and Katakuri did something in the One Piece universe that was amazing. What I mean is when he brought out his observation Haki, and it was stated by Capone that he was able to actually see into the future a little bit, it opened doors. It honestly opened doors to the expansion of Haki. Just how Doflamingo opened the doors to the expansion of Delphi Awakening, the same thing happened with Katakuri opening the doors to the expansion of Haki. And something that always really made me think was when Shanks used his Conqueror's Haki on Whitebeard's ship, he physically damaged an object. That was insane. The fact that your Conqueror's Haki can physically damage an object, I wonder what more Conqueror's Haki can do. And if you guys understand, I think that Luffy is going to showcase something further and expanding on Conqueror's Haki, and that's gonna give him the edge, and this is gonna be kind of his edge in the actual Katakuri battle, so it's gonna be insane. So you're probably thinking, Max, stop discussing. What do you think Luffy's new form will be? Well, I kind of just said it in a sense. I think his new form will relate around Conqueror's Haki, and it's gonna be insane. Now, I think it's gonna make him, in a sense, how do I say this, in a different dimension. It might be time manipulation, who knows, but it's gonna make him on a level of, how do I say this? Remember when Pacifistas were shooting lasers at Luffy and he was dodging like crazy? His observation Haki was on fleek, and we remember we saw his armor Haki go ham in the Dressrosa arc with the King Kong gun and just using too much Haki by Law stated. His Conqueror's Haki is gonna overflow, and when it overflows, we're gonna see some sort of new effect. That's just my a humble opinion, my personal opinion. Don't get angry, it's a speculation, I could be wrong. And I think this is gonna be the first step of Luffy rising to that Pirate King level. Now, do I think he's anywhere close to Pirate King? He's not even close to Yonko Commander. Okay, he's close to Yonko Commander, but he's not even close to Yonko level, so definitely, or Admiral level, so I definitely don't think this is gonna be just a baby step. It's not gonna be an actual huge step, but still, Rayleigh left Luffy alone for 6 months, and this is the reason why I'm talking about this right now, because when Rayleigh left Luffy, Rayleigh already knew about Gear 4th, and he already told him about how doing something different, and that was kind of King Kong gun. But there's something else that there's a reason why Rayleigh left him by himself for 6 months. There's got to be a reason. And I think the reason why Rayleigh left him is because Rayleigh knew for Luffy to actually get to the next step, he needs to get his Conqueror's Haki to the next level, and really knew that he couldn't do nothing if he was there. So he let Luffy stay there by himself and find himself. Luffy on an island alone. When you're in alone, solidarity, you're going to find something about yourself, and you're going to understand yourself. And I think that's what's happening right now. Luffy's going to understand himself in this near-death situation. Seeing Luffy mature in situations like challenging Fujitora, saying he's not scared of the animals, and now the Yonko not gonna run away. Same thing with Big Mom, in the sense of always getting, how do I say this, to the next level. I think his conquers Hakis and do that, and the final training of Rayleigh will be complete once he does it. And we're gonna see Rayleigh flashback in this actual fight, in my opinion. That's just my thoughts on Luffy's new form. So I'm gonna ask you guys this. Yes, today's video was kind of all around the place, all over the place, and honestly, I want to ask you guys, what do you think Luffy's new form will be? What do you think the first look of Luffy's new form will be? Do you think it'll be just like Gear 4th, where it's not really refined? I want to ask you guys this. Do you think it'll be a new Gear 4th form? I want to ask you guys this question because honestly, I discuss many videos. I speculate all the time. People get angry when I speculate. But the reason why I'm speculating is because I want to see different answers. If you disagree with me, I want to see you guys in the comment section disagree with me and tell me what you think Luffy's new form is, because it's such a fun thing to do. And in the next couple of chapters, we're probably going to see his new form. So I can't wait to see everyone's thoughts and opinions and to compare it to what we actually thought to what it actually was. Like and share if you enjoyed. Like and share only if you enjoyed. And subscribe for more One Piece content. I'm the Legend Mac, and I'm gone.